Hello, and welcome to Hollywood Headlines. I'm your host, Xavier Goodall, and on tonight's episode, we're going to be talking about the latest news in Hollywood, starting with the Joker sequel. Hollywood Headlines starts now. Before we get into the show, I'd like to take a moment to thank Korosec for being today's guest. The sequel to the critically acclaimed 2019 film Joker was released this past weekend. Joker, fully adieu, has been gaining excitement since it was first announced in 2022. Yet, 5 years after the original film debuted, fans are left disappointed by the sequel. Fans were thrilled with the return of Joaquin Phoenix as Arthur Fleck, and the announcement of Lady Gaga as the actress for Harley Quinn. These high hopes remained with the return of director Todd Phillips. Opening weekend was ultimately a bust for the film, which only made a domestic gross of $40 million. This is only a fraction of the movie's $200 million price tag. The film currently has a failing score of 5.3 out of 10 on IMDb, and the expected fall blockbuster has ultimately been deemed a flop for the Warner Brothers company and director Todd Phillips. Tara, have you seen the film? What'd you think?
I did watch it, actually, and I liked it. Unpopular opinion. I thought it was pretty good.
I've only seen part of the first Joker movie. For me, it wasn't for me, to be honest. For me, I don't know. It felt a bit disconnected from the Joker that I'm more used to, Mark Hamill or Heath Ledger. Those kinds of Jokers, the absolutely insane Jokers, not just he's a bit funky in the head.
Well, he was a little insane. But I didn't know much about the Joker going into it. I'm not very connected to any of the previous Jokers. But I wasn't the biggest fan of the first movie. It just clearly wasn't a movie for me. I thought it was good. I wouldn't watch it again. But I liked the second one. I think the fact that it was a musical didn't really take away from it. It didn't feel too much like a musical. It just felt like mentally ill people singing, which
Yeah.
They were very mentally ill and they do odd things. They see the world a little different.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sort of on that topic, do you think it lives up to the original?
No, but I think it was still good.
So better or worse, would you say?
Well, for me, I actually kind of liked it better, but I think as a movie, I can see how it was worse.
Yeah. Moving on, last week, English singer-songwriter Charli XCX had released a remix album to her summer smash hit album, Brat. The album, titled Brat, and is completely different, but also still Brat, is a 2-disc album that releases October 11th. The first disc features remixes of all of her tracks from the modern house classic, as well as a remix of the song Yes, from the deluxe edition. You may have heard the collab that features chart topper Billie Eilish, who is one of the multiple artists featured, including Ariana Grande, Robin, Tinashe, Bon Iver, and the 1975, which is the group that features Charli's fiancé, George Daniel. The second disc includes the deluxe album and will be released on CD, cassettes, vinyl, streaming, and digital download. Tara, what's your favorite track on Brat?
My favorite track on Brat, I love Von Dutch. Von Dutch is my favorite.
Gotcha.
I wasn't the biggest fan of the remix. I thought it was good. I think the original is just better. But I'm excited to hear all the remixes featuring the other artists.
Don't attack me for this. I don't think I've ever really listened to Charli XCX a day in my life.
No, I love her. I've loved her for years. I was so excited for Brat.
I've heard good things about her.
So far of the remixes that came out, I do love Guess with Billie Eilish and Girl So Confusing with Lorde. I think that was awesome. Just as a fan of both of them, I think it was a great song. And I'm excited to hear Ariana Grande is going to be on it, which I just think is interesting.
Yeah.
Well, all the people they have on, it's kind of interesting. But I want to hear, the 1975 you just mentioned. I didn't know the 1975 was going to be on it.
I recognize the 1975. I think I enjoyed them.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So what's your most anticipated collab for the upcoming remix album?
Well, I guess I'm now looking forward to the 1975 and Ariana Grande. Also Japanese House. I'm a fan of Japanese House.
Nice.
Which wasn't listed, but...
All right then, when we come back from the break, we'll be talking about Olivia Rodrigo's first ever concert in the Philippines. Hollywood Headlines, we'll be right back. Welcome back. Global pop sensation Olivia Rodrigo is currently receiving praise for her humanitarian actions on tour. The 21-year-old singer/songwriter is currently performing her Guts World Tour. On October 5th, Rodrigo went to perform for the largest venue of her career. The Philippines Arena in Manila holds 55,000 people and was Rodrigo's first time in the Philippines, as well as that being her biggest venue. While this is one of her most notable performances, she also went forward with her nonprofit organization, Fund for Good, to donate profits from her ticket sales to that organization. Rodrigo gave the net sales to Payje, a nonprofit that helps women and families worldwide with reproductive health care access, education, HIV and AIDS prevention, and more. Their efforts are focused on the Philippines, Tunisia, Brazil, Kenya, Nigeria, and Thailand. Tara, how do you feel about Olivia Rodrigo donating her ticket sales to a nonprofit?
That's awesome. Yeah. I think that's great that she did that. I don't know much about Olivia Rodrigo. I see her around, on the internet. She's everywhere sometimes. But donating all that stuff sounds amazing.
The only thing I really remember Olivia Rodrigo from was, do you remember that Disney show Bizaardvark?
I do.
That's what I remember her from.
I thought that was a different person.
Is it?
No, that's her? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I always confuse Jenna Ortega and Olivia Rodrigo.
No, Jenna Ortega wasn't
stuck
in the middle.
No, that was Olivia Rodrigo. Okay, yeah. Jenna Ortega was stuck in the middle. Okay. I was gonna say, wasn't she on Stuck in the Middle?
Yeah, no. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
but I've heard I like some of Olivia Rodrigo's songs. She's I don't listen to them often, but I think that's awesome, and the fact that she is donating all that stuff to charity is really cool. So.
Do you think more people like her will start to do more non-profit actions like this?
I think I do. I think everyone right now is really conscious of a lot of because everyone is paying attention to what celebrities do, and everyone's getting canceled all the time. So I think everyone's becoming a lot more conscious of the impact they make and certain things. So I think we could see a lot more of people donating.
Amidst Hurricane Helene, country music superstar Luke Combs helped put together a benefit concert at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. The concert is to help those impacted by the hurricane and is being hosted by Caleb Presley and Marty Smith. Combs is headlining the concert along with Eric Church, James Taylor, and Billy Strings, with more artists yet to be announced. Combs hinted at something to help the victims of Hurricane Helene a week prior on his Instagram story. This is better than we could have expected, as all the proceeds go to help the victims affected. Tara, do you listen to Luke Combs? If so, what are some of your favorite songs?
I actually do not listen to him. I didn't even recognize the name when you said it. Also, along with all the headline, all the people involved in the concert, I didn't really know any of them. But a benefit concert is always nice.
Yeah. I've heard of Luke Combs before. I don't listen to him. I know of him. I think he had something to do with the Twisters movie. Yeah. You want to see Twisters?
I haven't seen Twisters, but I do want to see it. It's Glenn Powell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've liked the things that Glenn Powell has been in before, so I'd see Twisters, but kind of ironic that it's a hurricane benefit.
Yeah, that's a little. Ooh. Okay. Other than that, what other artists do you hope to see at the show?
I'm not a big country music fan. I don't really know anything. I know Carrie Underwood. That's about it.
I do know Carrie Underwood.
Yeah. If she were there, that'd be awesome. I'd recognize her.
Yeah. All right. Now, when we come back from the break, we're going to be playing a game called That's Not Right. Hollywood Headlines will be right back. Welcome back. Earlier, we talked about Luke Combs performing at a benefit concert, and now we're going to put your Luke Combs knowledge to the test. For this game, Tara, you'll have just 10 seconds to determine which of these songs is not a song by Luke Combs. Is it A, She Got the Best of Me, B, What Don't Belong to Me, C, Ain't No Love in Oklahoma, or D, When It Rains, It Pours? Are you ready to play?
Sure.
All right. Your time starts now.
Oh, okay. D, When It Rains, It Pours. I don't know.
All right. Unfortunately, that is incorrect. The answer was B, What Don't Belong to Me, which is sung by Post Malone. Well, that's all the time we have for tonight's episode, but make sure to come back for next week for the latest news in Hollywood. A big thank you to Tara Korosec for coming on today's show. I'm Xavier Goodall. Have a great weekend, Millersville.